Welcome to EcoSim. My name is Eli Slothower, and this is my term project that I have created for my 15-112 class at Carnegie Mellon University. EcoSim is a simulation application built in Python that aims to simulate ecosystems. Through randomized terrain generation, complex autonomous animal interactions, animal mutations, some user input, and a whole lot of coding magic, EcoSim truly has a life of its own. Let's dive in and look at some of these features. EcoSim starts out with no simulation running. From here, the user can choose to modify aspects of the simulation using custom-built sliders if they so choose. For example, the user can change the starting population intensity of each animal species like so. They can also change things like the flower growth rate, among other things. Now let's run the simulation. Here you can see the wolves chasing the sheep and the sheep running away from the wolves. Let's run the simulation one more time so you can get a better look at that. Also be on the lookout for how the grass and flowers disappear when the sheep eat them, and how the sheep disappear when the wolves eat them. Awesome! Next, let's take a look at how animals go to water when they're thirsty. This happens because every animal has their own attributes that determine whether they are alive or not, like health levels, thirst levels, and hunger levels. If an animal doesn't eat or drink enough, they die, which you should also be able to see in the next run of the simulation. If animals are lucky enough to survive the harsh conditions of their environment, they will also eventually produce offspring. It's also worth pointing out that an animal will determine for itself whether it should prioritize water or food, depending on if it's hungrier or thirstier at any given point. For sheep specifically, they will always prioritize running away from a wolf if they are in immediate danger. Survival is always more important than eating or drinking. Cool! By now you may have noticed that some sheep are different colors and some wolves are larger than others. This is due to the mutation system that is built within EcoSim. Every time an animal is born, it has the chance to mutate. In the case of the purple sheep and the large wolves, they were born with a mutation. Now that I've shown you how the simulation works, I'd like to highlight the terrain generation. The terrain is randomly generated each time the simulation is run, meaning that no two simulations are ever the same. This effect is even more dramatic when you change the simulation using the sliders. Let me illustrate. Nice! Last but not least, I'm sure you also noticed the graph by now. The custom-built graph is used to show current population sizes for each species. This is a super useful illustration to be able to easily see whether the prey or predator is thriving in this ecosystem. So that's EcoSim. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see how your simulations turned out. Thank you!